Islam is not just a set of rituals. It is a way of life that molds the character, purifies the soul, and uplifts society. At its core, Islam teaches believers to embody kindness, uphold honesty, practice humility, and live with respect for all creation. These values are not abstract ideals. They are divine commands, rooted in the Quran and exemplified in the life of the Prophet Muhammad. Yet, in a world where harmful behaviors are sometimes normalized, one may ask, what happens when we witness injustice, arrogance, or betrayal around us? When should we say, no, this is not acceptable? Islam calls not only for patience and forgiveness, but also for firmness in protecting dignity and justice. Let us explore 10 harmful behaviors Islam warns against and how avoiding them helps us live as Allah intended, pure-hearted, strong, and sincere. Injustice, zulm. Injustice is among the gravest sins in Islam. It refers to any act of denying someone their rights, harming them without due cause, or misusing power for personal gain. The Quran declares, "Indeed, Allah does not wrong the people at all, but it is the people who wrong themselves." Surah Yunus 10:44. Zulm is not only oppression on a societal level, it also exists in homes, workplaces, and friendships. The Prophet Muhammad emphasized standing with the oppressed, not the oppressor. When we allow others to repeatedly wrong us in the name of patience or forgiveness, we may actually be enabling injustice. Forgiveness is noble, but Islam never requires us to accept ongoing harm. True sabr, patience, means trusting Allah while taking appropriate, halal steps to protect ourselves. The believer is called to uphold justice even against their own selves. Quran 4:135. Silence in the face of abuse can become complicity. So say no to injustice with courage and tawakkul, trust in Allah. Arrogance, kibr. One of the most dangerous inner diseases of the heart is arrogance. It makes a person belittle others, reject advice, and forget that all success is from Allah, not from their own power. The Prophet warned, "No one who has an atom's weight of arrogance in his heart will enter paradise." Sahih Muslim. Arrogance manifests in subtle ways: mocking others, refusing to apologize, or thinking oneself superior in knowledge, wealth, or looks. It leads to isolation from people and distance from Allah. Iblis himself was cast out of Allah's mercy because of arrogance when he refused to bow to Adam, as thinking himself better. Islam teaches that real strength lies in humility. The most beloved to Allah are those who lower themselves before Him and uplift others. We must constantly remind ourselves, our worth comes from taqwa, God consciousness, not titles or achievements. Surround yourself with people who encourage humility, not pride. Backbiting and gossip, ghibah. Backbiting is often disguised as concern or venting, but Islam treats it as a major sin. Even if what we say is true, speaking ill of someone behind their back is detested by Allah. The Quran gives a vivid warning. Would one of you like to eat the flesh of his dead brother? You would detest it. Surah Al-Hujurat 49:12. Backbiting destroys friendships, poisons hearts, and invites Allah's anger. Gossip makes us lose barakah, blessing, in our time and relationships. The cure: guard the tongue. Walk away from gossip circles or gently change the subject. If someone is being spoken of unjustly, defend their honor. It is a sign of a righteous heart. Let your tongue be a source of healing, not harm. A believer speaks only what is good or remains silent. Bukhari and Muslim. Mocking and ridicule, mocking others for their appearance, dialect, background, or struggles is strictly forbidden. It may seem like a joke, but in Allah's sight, it's a serious offense. The Quran instructs, "Let not a people ridicule another people. Perhaps they may be better than them." Surah Al-Hujurat 49:11. Ridicule hurts deeply and creates divisions. When we mock others, we overlook our own flaws and ignore the unseen struggles they may be carrying. If you are mocked, respond with dignity, not anger. Your worth is defined by your character, not people's shallow opinions. Remember, the Prophet never mocked anyone. Instead, he uplifted even the most marginalized. Breaking trust, khiyana. Trust is a cornerstone of Islamic ethics. Whether it's a secret shared, a promise made, or a task entrusted, keeping your word is a sign of faith. The Prophet said, "The signs of a hypocrite are three. When he speaks, he lies. When he promises, he breaks it. When he is entrusted, he betrays the trust." Sahih Bukhari. Betraying trust wounds relationships and reflects weak faith. Islam encourages us to be people others feel safe with. If someone betrays you repeatedly, forgiveness is praiseworthy, but wisdom is necessary. You are allowed, even encouraged, to protect yourself. A believer should be truthful, reliable, and loyal. Trust, once broken, is hard to rebuild, so guard it carefully. Abuse and bullying. Whether physical, emotional, or verbal, abuse has no place in Islam. The Prophet defined a true Muslim as one from whose tongue and hands people are safe. Sahih Bukhari. No verse or hadith justifies harming others. Islam calls for mercy, gentleness, and mutual care. If you are being abused, know that Allah does not require you to suffer silently. Seeking help or leaving a toxic environment is not weakness. It is a form of self-preservation honored by Islam. Mercy is a pillar of our faith. Let us cultivate it in our homes, marriages, and communities. Dishonesty, lying is a sin that erodes both individual character and societal trust. Whether it's cheating in business, breaking a promise, or deceiving someone with half-truths, Islam strictly condemns it. The Prophet said, "Truthfulness leads to righteousness, and righteousness leads to paradise." Sahih Bukhari. Dishonesty may bring temporary gain, but it ultimately brings disgrace. A sincere believer is one whose inner truth matches their outward claims. We must strive to be honest with others and with ourselves. Live with integrity, even when no one is watching. Allah is the all-seeing, and He rewards those who uphold truth. Envy, hasad. Envy corrodes the soul. It causes us to resent the blessings Allah has given others, forgetting that His provisions are infinite. The Prophet advised, "Do not envy one another. Do not inflate prices against one another. Do not hate one another." Sahih Muslim. Envy turns gratitude into bitterness and poisons the heart. To cure it, practice shukr, gratitude. Focus on what you have, not what others do. Make sincere dua for the person you envy. This transforms the heart and earns Allah's reward. Your risk, provision, is written. No one can take what Allah has destined for you. Trust His plan and keep your heart clean. Encouraging sin. Islam not only forbids committing sins, it also forbids encouraging or facilitating them. This includes pressuring others to disobey Allah, spreading indecency, or turning a blind eye to wrongdoing. Allah commands, "Help one another in righteousness and piety, but do not help one another in sin and aggression." Surah Al-Ma'idah 5:2. Our influence matters. Be the one who reminds, not the one who tempts. Encourage what is right with wisdom and compassion. You may be the reason someone returns to Allah or turns away. Choose to be a guiding light in your community. Ken, hypocrisy, nifaq. Hypocrisy is the outward show of faith while hiding disbelief or corruption within. It is among the most dangerous spiritual diseases. The Quran warns, "They seek to deceive Allah and the believers, but they deceive none but themselves." Surah An-Nisa 4:142. Hypocrisy erodes sincerity and leaves the heart hollow. The hypocrite pretends to be righteous while plotting harm, or claims devotion while sinning in secret. This duality invites the wrath of Allah. The solution is ikhlas, sincerity. Strive to align your words with your actions. Purify your intentions and seek forgiveness regularly. No one is perfect, but we must aim to be genuine in our worship and character. Final reflection. These 10 harmful traits, when normalized, can destroy families, divide communities, and distance us from Allah's mercy. Islam urges us not just to avoid them, but to actively cultivate the opposite: justice, humility, loyalty, compassion, truthfulness, gratitude, sincerity. Avoiding these traits helps us protect our own hearts, guard our communities from moral decay, build a society rooted in love, fairness, and divine guidance. This reminder isn't just for others, it is a mirror for our own souls. Each of us has moments of weakness, but with awareness, dua, and sincere effort, we can grow closer to the character that Allah loves. May Allah purify our hearts, guide our tongues, and beautify our actions. Amin.